welcome back to my channel. Today's video is just going to be my pregnancy story with when I was pregnant with Toby. Like when I found out, how my pregnancy went, and obviously the labour and what happened. It wasn't the easiest of pregnancies, but I'll get in more into that as the video goes on. Basically in 2014, in November, to be precise, I found out I was pregnant. Well, I didn't have any symptoms to start off with, or any problems at all. And then I kept having the odd where I'd started feeling sick just two days before I did the test. And basically as soon as I did that test, that was it. As soon as I knew I was pregnant, I started having really bad morning sickness, to where I had to get tablets to try and calm it down. And then basically apart from the morning sickness and everything was going great. It was quite a big baby, to be fair. I think I mainly had water breathing, but and then it all went downhill later on in my pregnancy. We paid privately at 16 weeks to find out what we was having, and then to be told then it was a boy, we was happy. As soon as I found out that day, we went out and we started buying clothes and just all them sort of stuff. And then obviously a couple of weeks later, went to my 20-week scan at the hospital. They also confirmed then it was definitely a boy, so I didn't have to really stick to neutral. I could definitely go and get boy stuff. And then basically up until 31 weeks it was alright. My morning sickness eased off. And then when I got 31 weeks pregnant, I started having reduced movements with him. But I thought it was because he was quite lazy to start off with. Because he'll have his moments where it'll be really hyperactive when I wanted to get to sleep at night. And then basically it kept happening. So I went to the hospital anyway. I got checked out. Obviously there's not much they can do apart from monitor you at this early stage. And then basically I sorted that out, but it took me 5 times for the hospital to listen to me that something was up with him. And then on the final 5th time, I weren't having it anymore. I've been basically just sent home. Oh, he's fine, he's got a heartbeat. I weren't listening to it. So basically they checked me and they said I was 1 centimetres at 37 weeks and 2 days. And basically said it was okay for them to induce me because they also did a trace and his heart rate kept dropping. So they weren't happy about that, so they just decided to induce me. So that night then I got admitted into hospital. Basically they induced me, they used the gel. I had 1 of them. And then basically it kind of went downhill from there because the gel didn't agree with him. And it started making his heart rate keep dipping. So then at 4 o'clock in the morning, on the Sunday morning, they decided they was going to break my waters. So they broke my waters, at 4 o'clock in the morning. By 5 o'clock, Damien wasn't enough, so I wanted my mum. I had gas and air from the moment that she broke my water. And obviously when you have contractions it hurts, obviously, but that weren't the part that actually bothered me, the fact that I was in lots of pain because of the contractions. Because I did actually go into it and I was like, throughout my whole pregnancy, to everyone that asked, I was like, I ain't having no pain relief and whatnot, until I actually got there and realised actually how painful it was. But basically his heart rate, as I was having contractions, that kept dropping, so he wasn't happy. Every time I had a contraction he just wasn't happy. So I was concerned obviously about that, and then it obviously got to the stage then where I was ready to push. I was on gas and air and pethidine by this point. But obviously because I was so tired and exhausted, it was kind of a blur when I was trying to push. But when I was having contractions to push, I looked like when I was attempting to push and stuff, and obviously because he was struggling and I was struggling because I was so exhausted, I looked up and there was a load of doctors. So they had to help deliver him into the world, which was kind of traumatic for me. But then basically I gave birth to the most amazing little boy. But I didn't get to hold him straight after to get that bond, because they took him away from me for him to be resuscitated, as his cord was wrapped around his neck twice. He was took then to intensive care where he was for 3 days, because he was meant to be born on July the 2nd, but I had him on June the 14th instead, 2 days before my own 21st birthday. And then 8 hours after that, like the whole traumatic, like giving birth to him and whatnot, I finally got to see him, which melted my heart. But it was also very hard seeing him with a feeding tube and all the wires and stuff all over him. He was in there for 3 days, so I spent my 21st birthday in there, but it was a good early 21st birthday present. But when people say, like, you know, you'll forget all the pain, and obviously once you have the child, and that pain and it's kind of scarred me for life, kind of thing, my whole labour with him. Like, I can't forget it. But he's a healthy 1.5-year-old now, so he's getting his little characters, he's speaking more, he's just a general happy lad, and he's so happy to be a big brother now. There's just, and when we go and do things, like took him swimming the other day, and we go to my mum's on a weekly basis, and just watching the bond he's got with like everyone is like the best. And then when he comes to me, like, he's like, Nana, and he says, he goes to the fridge and stuff and he can kind of open it, because sometimes he's too independent for his own good, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but he also loves then to play. Like, he loves when you play cars and stuff with him, but it's a nightmare when you take him into town, because you'll go into town, you'll go into a shop, and if he sees something he likes, he kind of is spoiled, so he has to have it. But if you think about it, that's probably more bad on my part, for obviously just giving in to him and giving it him. But I'd rather just give it him to save the fact of him being naughty. But there's not, like, and I'll do the same for my daughter as well. Like, if she wants something, she'll get it. But because I'd go without my stuff, like, that I need, to know my kids have got it. But basically, when I found out I was pregnant in 2014 with him, like, that's when my life changed, because I don't think at the age of 20 I was going to be pregnant. But obviously one drunken night led to another, and obviously that's what happened, because I was on the implant before we conceived, which I got told it could take up to a year for that to come out of your system. So there's me thinking, being stupid and thinking, oh, it's alright, but don't do that. Like, you always be protected. Not saying that, like, getting pregnant's a bad thing, but just don't do it too young, because it's not easy. I mean, I'm 22 now and I've got 2 kids, and some days I find it easy, and some days, like, I'll find it hard. Also because I have postnatal depression, but I'll get into that in another video. But doing different things for me that I want to do, like, I take time out for myself, which, well, I did before I had Amelia, was I learned to drive, which then gives us our freedom, so we can go places without having to rely on a taxi or rely on the public transport, which isn't always easy with a double pushchair. I mean, I've got an Oyster Max, and it's not the easiest pushchair to be manoeuvring on a bus. Like, it gets in the way, especially if there's another pushchair already, like, in the bigger bit of the bus, which isn't the best, but something you have to do. Just gotta save up for the car I want now, and we should be on the way and stuff then. Like, we'll be able to go on days out, and just find it a lot more easier to go out than have to catch a bus or catch a taxi that's going to cost a bob. Like, do you know what I mean? So depending where you go, it costs so much in a taxi. It's sometimes easier to get the bus, but there's the whole thing about driving, it's a lot easier. But I'm not going to bore you anymore, ramble on. I'm going to go, guys, and just don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video, guys. See you later.